The 10 most dangerous insects in the world. Don't touch it when you see it. Especially the first one, human killer. So far, 2 million people have died. And you know what? In nature, those seemingly insignificant insects, sometimes scarier than a ferocious beast. They don't talk, but it can take people's lives unknowingly. From venom to deadly venomous bees to mosquitoes that transmit deadly viruses, these seemingly inconspicuous little creatures, in their own unique way, ruling its own killer realm. You think they are far away from you? In fact, it is hidden by your side. The 10th species, the bee, is very similar to ants. It's English velveant, literally translated as velvet ant. Although the name sounds a bit confusing, but his other popular name is oxen-killing ant. It's even cooler. But don't worry, this insect doesn't actually kill cows. In fact, it's not even an ant. It is a non-repellent female wasp belonging to the family wasps. The name of his cattle slaughter, his unbearable thorns. It is said that the pain is intense enough to make a cow fell to the ground in excruciating pain. This pain, also in the famous bug bite, barbed pain. The index has received a rating of up to 3 points. It can be seen that his strength is by no means false. In appearance, velvet ants are quite unique. Its body is covered with a thick layer, bright velvet hair. The color is mostly red, orange, or yellow, in sharp contrast to black. This beautiful appearance, it is a typical warning color in nature. Alert potential threats not to act rashly. Although the appearance is furry like a toy, but don't be deceived by his appearance. The thorn of the velvet ant. It can make you doubt your life. The moment of being obscured, the intense pain hits a nerve. It's unbearable. Although this venom is usually not directly lethal, but the pain is enough to make people unforgettable. It is worth noting that this insect is mainly found in the grasslands of North America and deserts, usually like to parasitize on bees. Sometimes flies or beetles are also found as hosts. They lay their eggs in the host's nest, and very active during the day. It can always appear inadvertently by humans. They're not going to attack you. But if you feel threatened, you will never show mercy. So, when you are in a sunny grassland or desert area, when I see these cute but dangerous little guys, better run quietly. The 9th kind of giant residual. According to Change, it is also known as the assassin caterpillar, but that's an informal term. Mainly used to emphasize his larvae, the danger of the period. This terrifying creature, it has been threatening the South for many years. The safety of Americans. It is considered to be the most dangerous caterpillar in the world. Just a few covering wounds can be lethal. So if you're a caterpillar lover, I'm afraid I need to change my preferences now. But thankfully, this deadly caterpillar, mainly found in Brazil, South America, Argentina, in the tropical and subtropical rainforests of other countries. So we don't have to worry. He will suddenly break into our lives. But there is also bad news. That is, the threat of this caterpillar is not empty talk. According to statistics, this caterpillar has killed at least 500 people. Despite his seemingly harmless appearance, it's only about 5 centimeters long. The body is brown or green in color and has a camouflage similar to moss or bark. These characteristics make him vulnerable to mistaken, but the poison hair on his back, but it hides a deadly venom. Once contacted, these burrs can pierce the skin, inject poison into the body. Its venom contains complex anticoagulant components, allows blood to lose its clotting function, causing massive internal bleeding. And what's even scarier is, venom can also interfere with the normal functioning of multiple organs. May lead to kidney failure, hemorrhagic stroke, and even death. More casualties show. Just a few light touches. Victims can lose their lives in a short period of time. Although the medical community has developed anti-venom serums, but once poisoned, the golden hour for treatment is very short, so this caterpillar is not deserving of its name, but a veritable assassin killer. The 8th African bee. If you are unfamiliar with this name, that's the killer bee. You should feel familiar. The dangers of bees. There are many exaggerated rumors. For example, all bees will come to you as you approach the hive, become a deadly killer. But it's not true. Actually, the stinger of most bees is not fatal, unless you are allergic to venom. Africanized honeybees are an exception. But these bees are not a product of nature. It's an accident created by scientists. 1950 South. Scientists have tried to use hybridization, cultivate an efficient pollinator, more adaptable bees, but I didn't expect. But it has created the most aggressive bees in the world. So how aggressive are Africanized bees? For example, they are not only affected by the nest was threatened and launched an attack. A large number of reinforcements will in a frenzied group pursuit of the target. If you try to escape, they will chase after. According to eyewitnesses, this bee has chased humans for over 400 meters. And it's not just numbers that scare them. It's a precise cover again and again. They release venom with every shot, causing great harm to the body. The consequences of this aggression are also quite serious. According to statistics, they have caused more than 1,000 deaths, and many animals were not spared. Although for ordinary people, a single bite may not be fatal. But if you are attacked by a swarm of bees, the cumulative effect of their venom may lead to organ failure or anaphylactic shock. The consequences are simply unimaginable. Fortunately, bees are not ubiquitous in Africa. They mainly live in tropical and subtropical regions of the Americas, such as South America, Central America, and parts of the southern United States, so we don't have much chance to deal with him. The seventh kind of gluttonous cow ant. Gluttonous cow ants are also known as bull ants, although the name sounds powerful enough. But it's actually more dangerous than you think. This ant lives in Australia, possessing the deadliest toxin in the world. But the venom of the gluttonous cow ant is no accident. They are the result of evolution under pressure to survive, because they are often killed by birds and other predators. So gradually evolved a highly toxic stinger. Protect yourself. Sounds like an inspirational story, but don't be moved by his philosophy of survival. Because of their toxicity and aggression. Definitely no joke. And these ants are quite large. Some types of body length can reach 3 to 4 centimeters. There's a pair of powerful arms, and a very toxic stinger. Can quickly subdue prey or scare off enemies. Compared to ordinary ants, bull ants are much more proactive. They might even be there, launch an attack without an obvious threat. And their venom is very potent. Can act rapidly on the nervous system, causing severe pain and severe allergic reactions. It can be deadly. The danger is not exaggerated. According to Guinness World Records, this is one off the coast of Australia. Fatal case. The victim was stabbed within 15 minutes. Died of anaphylactic shock. The lethal speed of this toxicity is astounding. Not just humans, many creatures, including other animals. It is difficult to resist the attack of bull ants, the sixth of fire ant. Well, ants are included in the list of the most dangerous insects in the world. Maybe a little surprising, but it makes sense. Ants are what people refer to as insects, one of the most commonly thought of creatures, almost everywhere. They can both enjoy outdoor activities. They can also easily invade your home. And among all ants, fire ants are definitely the last thing you want to mess with. They're called fire ants. The reason is simple, because their bites carry venom. After being bitten, it is like being burned by fire, although the fire ant's bite is intense, but a single bite is not fatal. But that doesn't mean we should be complacent. You know, fire is a swarm of creatures. Once they attack, the power of its venom, it will make you instantly regret being near them. This bite brings more than just a burning sensation. May also cause redness and swelling, skin problems such as blisters, and for people with allergies, more likely to have a systemic allergic reaction, even life-threatening. Fortunately, fire ants are mainly found in tropical and subtropical regions, especially in South America, Southern North America, and Australia. But if you are bitten when you go out to play, first, stay calm. Wash the wound with soap and water, and apply anti-inflammatory ointment. Usually relieves the burning sensation. But if there is a severe allergic reaction, be sure to seek medical attention immediately. The fifth kind of Abe worm at first glance. The name doesn't seem to be related to danger. It may even remind people of a cute creature. After all, caterpillars have always been a favorite of many people. People often collect them. And then watch these little creatures transform into butterflies. Spread your wings and fly. However, nature has an unexpected side. After all, not all caterpillars will choose to complete the mission of life quietly. Some caterpillars prefer to walk alone, become an armed expert. And the Abe caterpillar is a typical example of that. This caterpillar is a common spiny caterpillar. It's about an inch long, dark brown raised at both ends. The middle is the green part offline. It's shaped like a saddle, but don't be fooled by its colorful appearance. Those seemingly soft burrs on its back. In fact, it hides a deadly poison weapon. When someone or a predator attempts to contact it, these burrs release venom, causing intense tingling. If only for a short time, may cause skin tingling, itching and local redness and swelling. However, if the range of contact is large or bad luck, the consequences could be severe. This venom contains complex toxins, can cause migraines, nausea, gastrointestinal upset, even asthma attacks and anaphylactic shock. In extreme cases, toxins can cause impaired blood clotting, causing life-threatening symptoms such as bleeding. This risk makes the ape caterpillar. It ranks among the most dangerous insects in the world. So if you insist on touching or collecting this caterpillar, then you must first clear the burrs on his body. But that sounds silly. After all, for a caterpillar, it's not worth risking your life. Fourth Valley property beetle. Watch out for this creepy bug. It's called a grain leaf beetle. His back looks crystal clear. It contains a lot of eggs. Agoraphobic attack. But it's not an egg. This is the unique defense of the valley leaf beetle. It smears feces and secretions all over the back, make it a crystal clear backing. Therefore, it is also known as she-dun. This she-dun doesn't have much defense, but it exudes a unique odor and poisonous. You can keep your enemies away. This insect is native to Europe and Asia, but due to its super adaptability and fertility, it can also be seen in North America today. Despite their small size, the load-bearing capacity is only about 5 damage to crops is staggering. Particularly wheat, food crops such as barley, oats, and rye. However, that is not their worst fear. The scariest thing is, females can lay hundreds of eggs in their lifetime, 136 in one go. The eggs are then laid on the grain leaves. The hatched larvae will feed on the mesophyll, gnawing long stripes on the leaves. Seriously disrupt photosynthesis, eventually lead to reduced crop yields or even no harvests. Wait until the larvae metamorphose into adults. They became capable of flying, can spread rapidly to new farmlands, then continue on to the new farmland. In order to deal with these pests, farmers are racking their brains. A variety of prevention and control measures have been taken. Switch to other crops to cut off their rations. Biological control using natural enemies such as parasitic bees, or spray insecticides during peak larval periods. However, this pest, with great adaptability and incredible reproduction rates, it remains the most stubborn agricultural sector in the world. One of the solid enemies. The third kind of emperor disc. As the saying goes, the most beautiful things are the most dangerous. And the emperor disc. It is the poster child of beauty and danger. Although the emperor disc will not actively attack any creatures, but the accumulation of heart-strong liver toxins in their bodies. Deadly threat to predators. This toxin is mainly derived from food for the larval stage of the emperor grasses grass, rich in strong liver chemicals. After eating the larvae of the emperor dish, will store toxins in the body. It retains its toxicity when it metamorphoses into adults. These toxins are not just toxic to predators like birds. It also has a strong bitter taste. Once a predator attempts to swallow the regal dish, toxins act quickly. Make it vomit, nausea, and other symptoms. This painful experience will be remembered by predators. Emperor plate with bright black stripes. This is a warning color in nature. Warning of potential threats. I am toxic. Don't mess with me because of that. Emperor dish among predators. You build up a reputation. Although some predators such as bluebirds and some lizards has evolved some resistance to poison, able to swallow a small amount of emperor without being seriously affected. But that's not always the case. Most predators will still be on the imperial plate. Stay away. It is worth noting that this toxicity does not pose a direct threat to humans, but in some parts of Mexico. Emperor disc larvae would be considered a high-protein traditional food. If not handled properly, these larvae, the accumulation of toxins in the body can be harmful to humans, although not immediately fatal, but it causes nausea, vomiting, or other discomfort. The second cat caterpillar at first glance. This thing is like a fluffy kitten. It makes you want to reach out and touch it, but its cute appearance is just camouflage. The real purpose is to warn you not to touch it. Cat caterpillars are the larvae of the southern flannel. Their tiny bodies hide a powerful poison. Is one of the most dangerous caterpillars in the world. The hair of this caterpillar looks soft. It's actually tiny hairs that hide poison threads upon contact with human skin. These spines inject venom. Triggers a series of violent reactions. It may only sting slightly at first, but the venom quickly spread. The pain will become unbearable. It's like being burned or torn apart. Severe cases may also include severe pain. Red, swollen, and disgusting. Even dizziness or breathing difficulties, in some cases. This pain can last for days or even weeks. It is worth noting that caterpillars are mainly found in the southern United States. In Central and South America, they like to perch on trees and shrubs, especially around oak trees and citrus trees. It's not aggressive towards humans, only if accidentally touched or dropped from a tree to pose a threat to humanity. Despite the appearance of this caterpillar, it's hard to think of danger, but he's a classic example of nature's deadly disguise. Their toxicity is to protect yourself from predators. The evolutionary consequences of aggression, humans, they have become a hidden threat. So if you are in these areas, spotted this furry kitten, be sure not to touch. Otherwise, you might become one of those, the regretful victim. 1. The first kind of kissing bug was originally called cone spring. Although the name sounds romantic, but its true colors make people stand still. Kissing insects belong to the class Acagastidae calistida. It's a parasitic insect that feeds on blood. Widely distributed in the Americas. It's not big. He was convicted of spreading a deadly disease, Chagas disease. It is regarded as one of the most dangerous insects in the world. Kissing worms are small in size. Body length is about 1 to 3 centimeters. The color is mostly dark brown or black, with orange or red stripes. It has the characteristics of typical semi-red insects. This insect is usually active at night, often bites the soft parts of the face while sleeping, such as eyes, hence the name kissing worms. But his blood-sucking behavior is not the most terrifying. Part of the real threat is his excrement. Kissing bug after bite, it excretes feces that contain Trypanosoma cruzi. When people accidentally rub their eyes or scratch their wounds, this parasite will take the opportunity to invade the body. And they multiply in places like the heart. The infection that causes Chagas disease is a serious disease caused by parasites, divided into acute and chronic phases. Acute phase symptoms include fever, fatigue and swollen eyelids, similar to the common cold. The chronic phase can lie dormant for years, eventually lead to heart disease. Digestive system damage can even be life-threatening. According to the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, about 8 million to 11 million people infected with Chagas disease, up to 186 million at risk of infection, without prompt diagnosis and treatment. Checking private diseases can lead to direct death of patients. I don't know the above 10 most dangerous insects. Which one impressed you the most? Or is there anything to add? Welcome to comment and let me know.